Test, test. This is a test. And we're about to do a VIC-20 video testing 1, 2, 3. Back again. And we have got we're working on a 4,096 subscribers video. So thank you for everyone who subscribed to us. Yeah. Here we are. We're doing a 4,096 subscribers video on the VIC-20. And here we have Xamfear furiously typing in a VIC-20 program for all you.
Yay.
Yes.
I hate trying to do the key map in VIC.
Well, yeah, but we must persevere. So he's got that going on over there. I've got a thing going on over here on this VIC-20. It's an actual real VIC-20. And just look at it, this glorious program. I'm gonna do a run, I'll run it real quick just to show you what I got so far. Yep, that's right. It can provide some ambience for Xamfear while he's programming over there. Maybe if we can get some beats going too with this. Be like boom, 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 boom. See what I'm saying?
Yay.
I don't know. I'm just saying we got a thing going. I'll break it for now. We'll get back with you in a minute. And as you can see, you know, we're not colorblind or anything. This color combination is completely intentional. Only the finest color schemes and themes for our subscribers.
Yeah, pull in, there's the matching orange and black.
Oh, from the PC. That's a modern PC though, right?
Well, yeah, but I like orange and black.
I mean, hey, we're gonna give it to him.
And the badass Amiga Ball.
Oh, that's right. Let's take another closer look at that. The badass Amiga Ball, is that what you're calling it?
Yeah.
That's on what, your CPU cooler?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, Xamfear doesn't play around, ladies and gentlemen. So there's part of our program that we're furiously creating right now.
To count to 4,096.
Correct. I don't know what else to say at this point.
It counts.
Everything counts in small amounts. Okay. Well, we'll get back with you.
You should be thanking all the people who've subscribed to us, but not the people that we've already thanked. So this is for subscribers over, what was our last one? Was it 2048?
It goes from 2048, yes.
So really subscriber 2049 to 4,096, we're thanking you. The other people have already been thanked and we don't want them getting a big head.
No, we can't. We can't let them get a big head. It just wouldn't be a good thing. You know how the retro community is. And just to give you a little idea of what a video we're going to be doing in the future coming up is, look at this, the Apollo OS system. Can you speak to that, Xamfear? Just a little bit?
Yeah, we're going to be upgrading our Vampire 4 standalone, and then we'll be also doing a video on Apollo Omniboot, which is really, really cool and kind of seems to be flying under the radar, so bring a little bit of attention to that.
Nice. All right, so we're gonna get back to the VIC-20 special that we're doing. So here we are. I've got the meatloaf over here. Picked up two VIC-20, and with this awesome color scheme that Xamfear picked up. What is SSID for? Let's see. Yep. We are on a roll. How's it going over there? Yeah.
It's going.
We'll get back with you guys. Kind of wrapping this up. This is going to be a very special 4,096 subscribers on the Commodore VIC-20 in the most god-awful color scheme available on the machine.
I think it looks great.
Alright, we're going to get this over to a real one. And now, the time you've all been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the sub special, 4,096 on a real VIC-20. We're about to run this biz. Let me get a good angle here.
Is there one?
No, not for this. Okay, go ahead. Let's do it. Thank you, everyone, for subscribing.
Especially that one right there that just went by.
It's amazing how many subscribers we're getting. People just keep subscribing. I don't understand it. 'Cause I mean, we don't really exactly make the highest quality content. You know what I mean?
No, we don't. Here are the stickers to put on the back of the monitor.
Oh,
And we got to stick the mister in the monitor too.
well, maybe that can be a video for later that we can do. You have all the parts now for that?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yep. 4,096. I never really would have thought that we even got that many subscribers.
Ka-ching.
Did it go?
Yeah,
That's for one of our patrons.
that's right. Extra special thank you to them.
Yep. So what else can we talk about while this is going? I've got an idea of a video that we could do.
What's that?
So we you get a list, make a list of your top 5 Commodore games that you like. And I'll do the same thing. And then we'll do like a top 10.
Well, we can. Let's see. What the detective game is one of mine.
That's one of yours for the C64.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever play that?
I don't think I ever played that one.
That is a brilliant game.
Yeah.
Of course, Portal, that we just did
The old 1986
Yeah.
Activision game.
the explained in 64 seconds.
Oh, who could forget?
Yep.
Right?
Project Firestar.
I remember you playing that game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the one with the weird stuff in the hallway and you're running through like a spaceship?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. The Gold Box D&D games, Pool of Radiance,
Those were good.
Curse of the Attic, those were excellent.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna finish it out on, well, I mean, there are just so many. Five is such a limiting number, but I'm thinking,
Have a limit here.
yeah, I think the BattleTech RPG, that Crescent Hawk's Inception, that was a,
Modem Wars or something? Or is that different?
no, that's different.
Okay.
But those are like the five off the top of my head, but those were all kind of later C64 games. I mean, that's skipping over so many awesome Paradroid and stuff like that too.
Yeah, my list would probably be number 1, Archon. The most classic game ever, I think, the best game ever.
Yeah. I was never any good at Archon, so I don't have a lot of love for it, but it was a good game.
I love that game. Probably
I liked Mule better.
Mule is cool. One of my top 5 would be like the Ultima series of games. Not everybody played those, but those.
I loved those, and I loved like Quest Run, and
Yeah.
because that was cut from the same cloth.
Yeah. One of my other favorite games also is Doriath, which doesn't have an ending, but it does kind of.
Yeah.
It tricks you, and it makes you think that, you know, they didn't really do the ending, but they did. I mean, they just got lazy. But well, you know, and you know, one of my favorite games too of all time is called Mr. Robot. You ever heard of that? It's one of the very, very early games. It's kind of like Pac-Man and stuff. Kind of like a mix between Pac-Man and Miner 2049. But the cool thing about Mr. Robot was that you could actually develop your own levels on it and save it to disk and trade your levels to other people. You know? So I thought that was cool. How many is that? That's 4.
Yeah, 4.
So I need to come up with one more, huh? I think I'm going to round this out. Oh man, there's so many different games.
I know. I'm like Bruce Lee, Zorro, Jumpman.
Yeah, I'm trying to think back to, you know, before it all started to become a little less magical. You know, back when you first got your machine and everything about it was magical.
Yeah.
You know.
What were your first games?
One of the first games I got ever was Jumpman. You know.
I got Choplifter on cartridge with my and the animation on, you know, when you freed the prisoners was just amazing. I mean, now it's just like crude and rudimentary as hell, but you know, it was amazing back then. I got that, and I got Pit Stop.
Yeah, Pit Stop.
Pit Stop.
In my head, yeah.
And Castle Wolfenstein.
Yeah, I had that one. Yeah, see, wow. I think one, though, okay, so let me just go ahead and say definitively about my 5th one, right? Oh, I don't know. I want to say 7 Cities of Gold, right? Because it was amazing.
Yes, it was. I played that game incessantly. EA, for all the terrible reputation they have now, they just did bangers when they were a young company. Back when they came in the flat album boxes,
Yeah.
you know, you generally knew that EA was going to be a good.
Yeah, there was definitely some dev hours put into those games. You know.
They were going to be good products. I mean, I've never even been a huge sports game fan, but Dr. J and Larry Bird 1-on-1. That was an awesome sports game.
Yeah. Wow, amazing.
But Racing Destruction set.
Is that the one where you could build your own tracks and stuff? Yeah, that was cool. And then you had physics, like gravity and stuff. And you could set it to where it was like almost zero gravity and then just fly off into space.
Oh, but that, then you've got the later kind of spiritual successor to that, you know, with that stunt car driver, stunt car racer.
Yeah, stunt car racer.
That game was awesome. I mean, it was hard and it took a lot of work because you had to know the levels and you had to take everything at the right speed or, you know, your car would fall apart.
That's true.
But that was an awesome game. What do you think? Let's do this one. Do you have some favorite arcade ports?
I mean, I don't know about that one. I wasn't really, arcade games aren't really my favorite. You know.
I thought the Defender port for the 64 was great. The Kicks port for the 64 was great.
Oh, are you talking about like a Mastertronic game called Kickstarter?
No.
Or,
QIX.
oh, Kicks.
Kicks, the one where you're drawing the lines.
Okay.
You draw fast or draw slow. Early arcade game. I mean, super simple mechanic. If you stop, the little sparks chase you.
I remember that, yeah.
But other than that, I mean, it looks like a playable Windows screensaver kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, the little Mystify thing that flies around.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah. That was good. I mean, Gyrus was good.
Gyrus was good, especially for the music.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, you know, when we were playing around with the cartridge, I mean, that Gorf didn't look terrible. I mean, for what the VIC-20 could do.
Right, and just for the viewer's sake, this is what we're talking about.
And Gorf was a game that I never really appreciated back in the arcade days because I would never put a quarter into Gorf. You know, if there were arcade games around, you know, I was putting it in Galaga. I'd play Galaga before I'd play Gorf. You know, and I'd play Satan's Hollow before I'd play Gorf. You know, and that's, you know, for Satan's Hollow to be kind of pretty much a Space Invaders clone.
Yeah. I think my big quarter hog was Joust of that era. Joust. That was my favorite arcade game. If we're speaking of arcade games. However, that changed.
Was the 64 port of Joust any good? I know I had it.
Yeah, it was okay. But talking of arcade games that I did like, and I spent lots of money and probably bought an actual machine for someone, is Street Fighter. I played that like you wouldn't believe. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was when we were going, we'd get off work and we'd go get a roll of quarters and we'd go to that Circle K, you and I and Chris, and we'd stay there until 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. You know they're doing a C64 version of that, like a new one.
Of going to Circle K?
No.
Okay.
Street Fighter.
Strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
I mean, they're doing a pretty good job on it too, from what it looks like. Just saying. But yeah, I remember those days. Like I said, I'd be going in there with my money bag from I was driving pizzas at the time, I think. And I'd just empty out my entire money bag in there.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't even thinking of it. It's sad.
Yeah, and then Mortal Kombat came out a little bit after that, and that just that looked so amazing, and now it looks so jank. And
Yeah. That reminds me of this game that I always thought was kind of amazing. It was like this crossbow game where you shoot things in the forest. I can't remember what the name was.
Crossbow.
Was it called Crossbow?
It was called Crossbow.
And just the sound on it was like, psh, you know, just blunt, in your face kind of sounds.
Let's see, good arcade games. Rastan. Rastan was awesome. Spy Hunter was awesome.
That was a cool game. I always,
And
I
that-
always thought that was cool because it was like the first one that you sat down in.
You know, that just made me think another classic C64 game and needs to be in that top 5 with the other 20. Spy versus Spy.
Yeah, I mean, that's classic.
What an incredible game that was.
That was pretty cool.
And then we didn't touch any of the LucasArts. I mean, you had Maniac Mansion and Zack McCracken.
There's just so many games
that were great games. I mean, any of the Infocom games.
But yeah, maybe we should just do like a thing where we play some of those old games again and revisit them. Like
Yeah.
a top 5 kind of thing. And then we could do a thing to where we top or bottom 5. What we think is the worst games ever. You know? I can think of one right off the top of my head. The Fall Guy by Neil Bates.
I don't know that I've ever.
You couldn't even get past the first train car.
Yeah, there were a lot of games. There was a James Bond game where the building was on fire. Do you remember that?
Vaguely.
I never could get out of that build. I never could figure it out. Well, there was another ka-ching.
Nice. Thank you very much, patrons. We do appreciate it.
Yeah, maybe we should just like pick some themes, like, you know, arcade ports or text adventures, because, you know, one of the text adventures that I loved was actually originally on the VIC-20, and that's the first place I played it,
What's that?
was The Count,
Oh, really?
because it had a really interesting time mechanic that time moved as you played. You had to be in certain places at certain times and things like that, which was interesting for a text adventure, especially on the VIC.
Wasn't there like a detective game that did that too?
Yeah, that was Infocom, and that was like The Witness, I think it was.
How interesting. Yeah, a theme-based like top 5 or the list of 5s
Yeah,
that we could do. We could do 5 lists
yeah.
of 5, 25.
5 for 5, so we each bring 5 games and maybe play through some of them or just talk through them.
That's a good idea. And have it based on a theme
Yeah,
or something.
yep. Yeah, I think that'd be an awesome game, awesome idea. Like, I'd love to. I really want to get them all. I mean, I've got them all, like on assembly and stuff, but I want the originals. All of like the Commodore public domain stuff that they released
Oh,
in the paper folders.
oh right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Used to-
Educational.
Well, they had games, they had an assembler, they had a bunch of different, you know, programming tools, terminal program, you know, as well as a bunch of educational stuff.
Yeah.
Ka-ching. And then for a while, some of the third-party publishers also publish games in that same format. Because I know, like, I think I've got one of the Infocom games that came in the Commodore packaging as opposed to the Infocom packaging.
You know what just occurred to me? Out of all these Commodore games that we're talking about, there's the ones with the speech, like Ghostbusters, Impossible Mission, and that was a whole genre of its own.
Yeah, anything that talked was cool. I can remember even downloading some early samples of just little audio loops. Flesh for Fantasy, Why Can't This Be Love?
Yeah. That one I had to find. And it was the one we put on our channel. I couldn't find it on the internet.
Which one?
It was Van Halen.
Oh, the Why Can't This Be Love?
And I think it came from either yours or my personal collection. I'm just saying. Yeah.
Oh, another good game, looking across there, because I was playing that on the 7800, because the 7800 has a port of it. Karateka.
Yeah.
That was an awesome game, especially at teaching patience and not just button mashing.
Oh yeah, those games were very unforgiving back in the day because, well, there was a disk load time that you had to deal with if you messed up.
And then you had other cool games like Master of the Lamps. That was an awesome game. I can almost still hear the music to it. I don't think I could hum it or do it, but it had such distinct music.
Yeah, I never really had a VIC-20.
I didn't. I had a cousin who did.
You did? Did they use it a lot?
No, I don't think they did. But I was computer because they were in Michigan, and this was after we had moved down here. So I was computer starved when I was up in Michigan. So I played with the VIC-20, even though it was a VIC-20.
Even though.
Even though.
Right.
And got kind of sucked into the count. I think that might have been a Scott Adams game.
Oh.
But awesome text adventure.
Yeah, it looks like it's about to wind up here at the end. Did you do anything special for the end of the program?
No, I didn't.
What's going to happen?
I think it's just going to go to a ready prompt.
Okay. Well, I guess thanks for everything, y'all. And I don't know what else to say, but thanks for the subscribe. And if you haven't already subscribed, subscribe.
That's right. And help give us more ka-chings.
We need as many of those as we can get. We're about to live in the gutter over here.
That's right. We've got a delightful 10-hour uncrunching video. I thought another thing that would be really, really cool
What's that?
would be just do 10 hours of Impossible Mission background noise.
Isn't that what it is?
Just
Yeah.
just destroy him, my robots, every so often.
Oh, it starts over and keeps going. Is that 12?
It just hit the 12th bit.
Okay.
So it's got a little bit more to go.
Well, that's all of them. Oh, isn't it? 12 to the power of 12. It's going at it. 4096.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, it's already counting over now. This is overflow. Buffer
it
overflow.
is. It is. Okay, so,
This is what you call a shoddy program, you know.
well, we did this in what? Like all of 10 minutes?
Yeah, well, maybe some of this will be cut out.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of our new programming series. And be sure to check out all the other vintage computer-related videos on our channel. Right here on City's End.
Pay for my citizens for an 8-bit tomorrow.